Hey guys, Lisa Callaghy here to share with you a video on how to use the games and arcade features in mathgames.com. All right, let's get started. Here I am on a teacher's mathgames.com homepage, and at the top menu bar, you'll see a link for games and you'll see a link for arcade. So in this video, I'm going to show you the difference between the two and how you would use either or with your students. Okay, so let's just jump in right now. I'm going to start with games, clicking on that link. What it does is mathgames.com brings you to a page where there's a bunch of math games to choose from. And this is exactly what your students will see as well when they click on games on their menu, top menu bar. They will have access to these same games. Now, the way that mathgames.com works with this feature is basically you would tell your students what skill or possibly what game you would like them to work in to practice that skill. You actually do have a link that you can link back to the actual game that you would like them to practice their skill in, but that's specific to only the games feature, not the arcade. So I'm just going to jump right into any one of these games to demonstrate for you. So of course I'm going to pick Cat Wars as my game. And this is what it looks like for your students. Same as what you see. They click on the game title, they click on the start button, and now they're going to be asked to choose. Well, first um, they have to click on play, but it's going to ask them to choose a skill. So I'm going to click on play, and I'm going to click on start. And now is where your students have their choice. So they have to select their grade, and they don't have to really select the grade that they're in. I mean, it's not tied. Their grade level from PowerSchool and rostering is not tied to anything here in mathgames.com. So kind of is free to allow your students to choose any grade really. And then they get to choose a skill. So with this feature, you're able to choose a skill as a teacher. Okay. And then just start playing the game. I'm going to kind of stop this right now. And I'm going to scroll down to more information. And this information is regarding the actual game that you chose. So it gives the kids and yourself an idea of what the game is about, how it's played, and so forth. And then scrolling down further, you'll see you have all the other games in this list. And then scrolling down even further, as a teacher, you're able to click and copy the game URL with your students, or for your students, actually. So I can copy and paste this URL into Schoology or into Google Classroom, however you communicate with your students, and they will click on this link and then they would be brought into this game. However, once they get to this game, it's not specific to the skill that I chose. The students are still going to have to pick their grade level and they're still going to have to pick the skill. So that must be given in the directions along with the link in the LMS that you use with your students. Okay, I'm going to continue to go back down here to where you see other choices. And these other choices for this game is link to create a classroom to link this assignment, which you can do as well. There's another video on how to create an assignment. So you could use this link for an assignment that you create in mathgames.com. You can actually create the assignment here. You could create an assessment here. And then they give you curriculum information. I'm breaking down these videos into small pieces. So right now, this is about the games feature and the arcade feature in mathgames.com. You will see videos on creating an assignment, creating an assessment, and so forth, all the different features of this particular application. So this is the games feature. Now, I lost. Now I'm going to jump over to the arcade feature. So the arcade, very similar to the games, different games here. They're arcade games. Um, there's a lot more choices for your students. Each game or arcade game here has details, okay? And the same thing happens where students have to pick their grade level and pick their skill before they actually get to engage within the game. So again, that's something that must be relayed to your students. But if you notice when I scroll down further after all the game choices, there's nothing else. I don't have a link here. I don't have tiles that allow me to create an assessment, create an assignment, or link any curriculum information. So the difference between the games feature and the arcade feature is just those added teacher choices that you have with the games that you don't have with the arcade. But you're still practicing skills in different grade levels, utilizing these different types of game, I guess, interfaces. So students are actually practicing skills but playing at the same time. So it makes practice fun. All right, so this has been a video on how to use the games and arcade feature with your students in mathgames.com. All right, guys, I hope this helps. Have a great day.